I'm currently stood in the departure lounge at Christchurch International Airport, about to board my first of 3 flights as I fly from New Zealand all the way to the other side of the world. But to explain why, we need to go back about a week. Some of you might remember that earlier this year I played a series here on my channel where I played the Christchurch Monopoly Edition in real life, and I ended that series by saying this. I'm going to be giving away the Christchurch Monopoly board that I've used in this series. There is actually only 6 people who qualified for the giveaway, so I've popped them all into the spinning wheel. I'm going to hit the button and I'm going to see who is our winner. Who is it? Laugre. I actually know exactly who this is. This is my friend Laura. Congratulations, Laura, you've won the Monopoly board. We'll get that sent out to you within the next week or so. So I've just been looking at options to get the Monopoly board sent out to Laura, who lives in the UK. And I've had a thought. What if I was to hand deliver it to Laura? So like fly from New Zealand to the UK and surprise her with the Monopoly board. I can't do that. Can I? Well, apparently we can, because that's what I'm about to do. But the first flight is just about to board, so let's go. We're about 30 minutes into the flight now, so I thought I'd just give you all an update on what's actually going on. Before you ask, yes, I am filming this in the bathroom. I'm currently sat next to a stranger, and between filming in the toilet or filming next to a stranger, this is the least awkward of the two. The first flight, we're going 12 hours from New Zealand to China to, I'm sure I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Guangzhou. So this is going to be another 11.5-hour flight. Flying from New Zealand, the local time here is already 11 o'clock. It's going to be a night flight, so most people are going to be sleeping. I have already had a look through the movies that are available, so we're going to go and watch Super Mario Bros.
One nap later.
And here you find me once again in the bathroom for another check-in. So we've only got about 4 hours left on this flight now, and if my calculations are correct, we are currently about flying over Indonesia. The one criticism that I do have so far is that obviously I did order a vegan meal for the flight and the flight attendants didn't get it. Apparently if you book through a third-party company and not the airline itself, they don't get the reservations and you have to use their app, but the app's all in Chinese. So just arrived in China, got off the first flight. We've now only got a short layover before we go and get the second flight, which is just going to be a domestic one. We're flying from Guangzhou to Shenzhou, so we're in a bit of a rush. So getting through security and passport control was a bit more complicated and stressful than we equated for, and the flight is now already boarding, so we're in a bit of a rush to get there because our flight's scheduled to leave in about 20 minutes.
May I have your attention, please? Flight CZ5837 to Zhengzhou will take off soon. Please be quick to board the aircraft through gate B272 immediately. Thank you.
We've literally just made it as they've called final boarding. We're literally, I think, the last ones to get on the plane. Two down, one more to go. Obviously, this isn't flight number 3. I'm actually already in the UK and I've checked into a hotel. I'm not quite at the end destination yet, however. Honestly, the last 30 hours have been absolute chaos, so let me just catch you up on exactly what's happened. I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I was going to be taking 3 flights, and you saw the first 2 of those. I don't know if I fully explained exactly how that was happening, but the first flight was leaving New Zealand and going to China, to Guangzhou Airport. I then had a domestic flight from Guangzhou to Shenzhou. That was the last flight that we checked in on. If you recall, I barely made that flight because of all the issues that we had with security. And then when we actually made it to our second destination within China, the organisation of everything was, we'll say, poor to be polite. It was a bit all over the place. Nobody knew what they was doing. We kind of just got like collected and dumped in an area, and then no one actually explained anything about what we're supposed to be doing. Bearing in mind we was meant to have like a 5-hour layover, I was expecting to have time to, go and get a shower, find something to eat, and film this update now, filling you guys in on everything that's happened. But we basically ended up being sat in this room with nothing in there, literally just like 2 chairs, nothing else, for about 3 hours. And it wasn't until it got to about the time was meant to be boarding and nobody had actually come and said anything, we realised that all of the people that spoke Mandarin were all gathering around the desk. We managed to find one person that spoke English, and apparently they was having issues with the baggage. They were saying there was a good chance that our bags wasn't going to make it onto the flight because there'd been a delay with the security checks. Why they couldn't have just told us that earlier, I don't know, because they didn't actually even tell us. We had to find out for ourselves. All they wanted us to do was leave a phone number, so we did that, and then we had to literally rush through to get onto the flight last minute. We was one of the last people to check in, or to board the flight yet again, and honestly, at this point, my body currently thinks that it's 10:25 Sunday morning New Zealand time, bearing in mind that I have not slept since 8 AM Friday morning, so I've been up at this point for over 50 hours. I'm absolutely exhausted. That was the flights that I had. Christchurch to Guangzhou, Guangzhou to Shenzhou, and then Shenzhou to Gatwick. So obviously I am now in England. I'm currently at a hotel in Cambridge. So I picked up a hire car. I've driven about 2 hours because that's kind of like halfway. And honestly, right now what I want to do is go get a shower, go get a Macca's, go to bed, and then we'll carry on the journey tomorrow morning and we'll go take the North Board to Laura. Morning. Let's go check out. Still got another 2 hours drive to do. Now well rested after last night's little hotel stay. However, unfortunately, the jet lag hit quite hard. Even though I've been up for like 50 hours and was absolutely exhausted, went to bed at like 11 and was awake again by about 3:30, and I've been up since then. After just laying in bed for about 5-6 hours, I just gave up and just checked out early. But that's fine because we're now doing the last journey. We've got 2 hours and 7 minutes left according to the sat-nav. Sat-nav's saying I should get into Hull at 1:20, and I can't check into my next hotel until 3 o'clock anyway, so I am going to have at least like an hour and a half, maybe an hour with traffic by the time I get there. So I may as well head straight over to Laura's and hand over the monthly reward and get this video finished. I've literally not even been driving for more than 15 minutes. And we're already on reduced speed limits because of roadworks. It's good to see that this country hasn't changed in the 2 years since I was last here. Been driving for about an hour now, about an hour left. It's not been too bad, but what is weird is driving on motorways. They don't really have them in New Zealand. The country's so unpopulated that between every big city is just like country windy roads, most of them going through mountains and stuff. So anyone that's from Hull will know the expression, you know you're home once you see the Humber Bridge. It's kind of weird to be experiencing that for the first time in 2 years. Sort of just feel like coming home. So I've just arrived back in Hull now, and I made the decision to come straight to Laura's. So I've just pulled up outside the house, well, a few doors down, so they shouldn't see me. I'm kind of nervous, to be honest. Like, I'm actually a bit shaky. This is weird. It's like the first time I've seen her in 2 years. But anyway, the Monopoly board's in the boot, so I'm going to get out, grab that, and then her house is about 3 doors down. I'm going to go surprise her. Okay, so I've got the Monopoly board. Just heading to Laura's house now. I don't know why I'm so nervous. I've literally known this girl 18 years.
One eternity later.
Okay, so this is the problem with surprising people. No one's answering, so I've asked her if she's in. Kid's falling asleep on the knee. Brilliant. Hello.
Hello.
So, do you remember about 3 months ago, I posted a video saying there was a Monopoly board to give away?
Yeah.
Well, you won it, and I thought I'd come and hand deliver it to you.
I mean, I was expecting like first. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Oh my god. Yeah, definitely not expecting special hand delivered Monopoly board, but this is sick.
Well,
Thanks.
since it was you,
Thanks for that.
I thought it was worth the 50-hour flight. Yeah.